break it down. We're going to talk about Coach Luke Walton, Lakers without LeBron, who they're targeting, Kyrie Irving, question mark, superstars, trade assets, all that good stuff. So let's start straight from the top. Christmas Day, LeBron goes down. A month later, look what the Lakers are. I mean, listen, we're talking about a team who was 20-14, sitting comfortably in the fourth seed in a tough Western Conference. A month later, we're talking about a team ninth seed who's lost 8 of the last 12 games, 5-10 in this 15-game stretch without LeBron. I mean, the Lakers were planning on using this time to really show the rest of the league what we got here in these young guys. And at the end of the day, you might not want to hear this, but these young guys are trade assets. The Lakers are in win-now mode, okay? I know people to start the season were saying, nah, this is a tryout year for the Lakers. This is a year off for LeBron. No LeBron-led team takes years off. A team like LeBron gets to the playoffs. Just get him to the playoffs and anything could happen. So this tough patch, the Lakers raise the question, is Luke Walton the guy for the job? Now, if you ask me, a guy like Luke Walton, before LeBron went down, I mean, he did an amazing job. No one expected this Lakers team to be fourth seed in the West going 20-14 late December. No one saw that coming. We saw that maybe throughout the season, late in the season, they might end up like that, but not early, not that early. So I feel like you can't just put it upon this guy because LeBron's been out. This team was built around LeBron for this season. So LeBron's not there. What do you expect? We see every season, every team LeBron goes to. LeBron doesn't play, that team is terrible. That's just the truth. That's how much an impact LeBron James has on his teams. So it is way too early to question a guy like Luke Walton. We're talking about a guy who was part of that 73-9 team in Golden State. This is not just a regular coach. Now I understand he gets all the hate and stuff like that because that team had Curry, Clay. That team was already good. I understand that. But that being said, you can't be that quick to praise a guy like him and then, take it back because look at this Lakers team. I mean, a guy with Lonzo Ball, Kuzma, and Ingram, what do you expect right now? This is the first time these guys are actually expected to play winning basketball and be on a contending team. We're talking about second-year, third-year players who've never played a playoff game in their life. The biggest games come on Christmas Day on national television. That was the big stage for them. So way too early to judge him. Now, if you want to talk to me after the season, you want to talk late season, when LeBron comes back healthy and everything's going fine and you hear turmoil and stuff, that's fine. Way too early to judge a man without LeBron. So Lakers without LeBron, we just said it. It's been bad. I mean, you want to talk about a guy who impacts his team, no one does it more than LeBron James. Like I said, fourth seed, they're ninth seed now. So that speaks for itself. People worried if they're not making the playoffs. This team is making the playoffs. I don't care if LeBron's out another 2 weeks. It doesn't matter. LeBron will get them into the playoffs, and then you'll see what happens from there. Lakers targets, throughout all of this, this raised questions, do the Lakers need to make a move right now during the season? We all knew this summer was the big summer for LA. But, I mean, with all this happening right now and people worried the Lakers not making the playoffs, which they are no matter if they make a move or not, making some trades won't hurt. And the Lakers are willing to, by report, give up a Kuzma, a Lonzo, a Brandon Ingram, a KCP. Guys like that. They're even willing to grab that blockbuster superstar right now in a trade. But if I'm the Lakers, I don't go that far. I would grab a 3-and-D guy, a Wayne Ellington, a Trevor Ariza, a Garrett Temple, a guy like that. 3-and-D guys that are on the market that they can really, really use right now. This Lakers team can't shoot the ball for the life, for anything. They're the worst free throw shooting team in the league, worst 3-point shooting team in the league. All these shooting stats, bottom 5 in the league. They can't shoot. And surprisingly, their defense is bad, which it shouldn't. They got a bunch of guys that are athletic, long. They still can't guard anybody. So it wouldn't hurt to make a move right now at the deadline. And with all these teams, you know, in talks, apparently by report, there's more talks than there's ever been in the league right now. Significant trades will go down at the deadline. You know, I don't want to get too much into it. Mike Conley, Marc Gasol, Memphis, all these teams, you know, looking at them, teams are willing to blow up. Team like the Heat, all of them, they're willing to give away guys at the trade deadline. And it could be serious because a bunch of these teams have a bunch of guys that can be great role players for these contending teams. You just look at Kenneth Freed just went to Houston. He wasn't even playing in Brooklyn. He's an X factor on that team. I don't want to get into that, though. So, the Lakers, you know, are in a tough spot now. Lonzo Ball just went out with a grade 3 ankle sprain, out 4 to 6 weeks. You know, like I said, this time was supposed to be used to prove these young guys' worth to the league, and it has not worked at all. A guy like Brandon Ingram, who everyone thinks, you know, is the second coming of a Kevin Durant, hasn't showed much. Now, he's had to play the point guard position, out of position with Rondo being out. Now, of course, Lonzo out. Out of position, I understand, but you're talking about a guy who's, 6'10", point guard, slender man built like a demigod, and he's not doing much. A guy like Kyle Kuzma started out this stretch without LeBron playing great basketball. He dropped 41 on the Pistons, you know, some 30-point games, but has fell off the past 5 to 6 games and he really proved something, but then fell off. A guy like Lonzo, who just got hurt, the Lakers are in a tough spot now because if I'm other teams around the West, to be honest, do I even want these guys? Can I build around these guys? Am I willing to give away proven assets for this young talent that I don't even know if is 100% talent yet? So there's lots of questions the Lakers need to be answered. Now, next up, Kyrie Irving. You know, we all heard what happened a week ago. Kyrie comes public with the I apologize to LeBron, I called him up, all that stuff. Basically, in Cleveland, Kyrie, you know, by report, didn't want to be LeBron's sidekick anymore. And to the public eye, it looked like him and LeBron's relationship was shattered. It was done. But that's not the case. The case was Kyrie had a problem with Cleveland. You know, Cleveland management, Cleveland as an organization. LeBron did not want Kyrie Irving traded. He said do not trade him when he demanded it. They did. So as LeBron came out and said, that was the beginning of the end when that happened in Cleveland. And we all knew that, obviously. So he comes public with it, you know, self-reflection at its finest. You know, I wanted to be the guy. I wanted everything at my fingertips. And I realize now that LeBron was just trying to do what was best for me. I mean, this is a guy who, you know, if you play with LeBron, you're not going to be the guy. You know, that's just the truth of it. LeBron is always going to be the guy on a winning team. So Kyrie comes public with that, and now it raises the question, can Kyrie and LeBron reunite in LA? Now, to be honest, it's not impossible. Why not? You know, we're talking about a guy like LeBron who, you know, he's very close with a lot of guys in the league. But we're talking about a guy in Kyrie who we know is not scared of the moment. A guy in Kyrie who LeBron has already won a championship with. Comebacks from 3-1 on Golden State, a 73-9 team. A guy like Kyrie is as fearless as a guy you can find in the league. A guy we already know can play with LeBron. You know, arguably makes the biggest shot in NBA Finals history. So the question is not can they play together. It's if it's possible for them to play together again. They play together. It's scary. Those guys can really, you know, they know how to share the ball. You know, it's just a talented duo that no one can ever deny that. So Kyrie to LA is not that far-fetched as it may seem, considering seriously how, which gets to the next topic, who can the Lakers get this summer? You know, the big name everyone talks about is Anthony Davis, a transcendent talent, arguably the second greatest player alive right now. And he's stuck in New Orleans, who they've had him for years. They still can't build around him. So it raises the question. Everyone says, you know, can he please just demand a trade out of New Orleans? You know, get him out of there, put him on a contending team. The Lakers need him. That's the Lakers guy. That's the guy. That's the eye. That's the guy that the Lakers had their eye on for most of this time. You know, you look up at a guy in Kawhi Leonard in Toronto. You know, he was supposed to be in LA last summer, but Greg Popovich doesn't trade interconference. So now he's in Toronto, and they're playing great basketball, sitting second, third seed, I believe, and a team that most people saw going to the NBA Finals this season. I mean, you go back to Kyrie. Boston isn't working out like everyone thought. I mean, I had Boston going to the NBA Finals. They're sitting fifth seed right now in the East. We're talking about a team who went Game 7 with LeBron last season without Kyrie and Hayward. They come back, everyone thinks it's over. But it's not. They're not meshing like we thought, especially surprisingly with Brad Stevens at the helm there. So, a guy like that, he might be quick to walk from Boston. He might not want to stay. Kawhi, no one knows anything about Kawhi. Kawhi doesn't talk. Nobody knows what Kawhi is thinking. But Kawhi did just buy a $13.1 million house in LA. Just want to throw that out there. Look at a guy like Jimmy Butler in Philly. Nothing's changed with this guy. He's a locker room cancer. We saw it in Minnesota. Doesn't like playing with these young guys. Doesn't like their mindset. Now he's in Philly, and we're starting to see the same thing. So can he find a home in LA this summer? Possibly. You want to talk about a guy like Klay Thompson. By the way, the Warriors dynasty or whatever you want to call it, it's over. The only Warriors lifer is Steph Curry. That team is done, win or lose this season. KD is gone. And Klay Thompson probably gone. Draymond Green, anything can happen. But, people even talked about a guy like Kevin Durant. Maybe he could join LeBron in LA. Now, I don't see that happening, but a guy like KD, go prove your worth and show you can lead a team by yourself. Go to a team like New York, bring it to the finals. Then you could talk to me about, him in the same conversation as LeBron. So you have all these guys in different situations that the Lakers are. It does seem like many options, but it really isn't. Because if they don't land that marquee blockbuster second superstar to put next to LeBron, the Lakers are in trouble. So do they risk it right now mid-season? Or do they put all their marbles into one summer that could ultimately change everything for them? Because you tell me they land a guy like Anthony Davis, I don't care. You give up Kuzma, Lonzo, Ingram, and KCP, and 2 draft picks for a guy like that. New Orleans still loses that trade. They still lose it. A guy like him, you never ever win a trade when you're getting the best player. New Orleans cannot trade him anywhere, and they still won't win the trade. You don't break a dollar into 4 quarters. But New Orleans is in a tough spot, and the Lakers want to take advantage of it. So the guys I just threw out there, you're talking about a guy Klay, AD, Kyrie, Jimmy, Kawhi. Those are the Lakers' options, and it could change everything for their future. I think regardless of what happens, the Lakers will get that second guy to pair with LeBron, fill out the roster with all great role players, shooters, snipers like LeBron likes, playmakers, all that. They will be champions within the next 3 years. Arguably 2-time champions, because people feel like this was LeBron's business decision. No. LeBron went to LA to win championships, to finish out his career in Los Angeles. Yes, was it a great business decision? 100%. But at the end of the day, we're talking about a guy who's not done with his career. We're talking about a guy in a 16th season, and we're asking us the question: is he playing the best basketball he's ever played? That's scary. We're talking about a guy who just got inducted into his 15th consecutive All-Star start, and he's playing at the top of his game. Now, yes, this injury was significant, but it would not surprise me. LeBron has come back from multiple injuries, nothing like this, but what makes me think that he's going to be a different player? He won't. So, LeBron comes back. We'll see what happens this season. I have the Lakers going to the Western Conference Finals, losing to Golden State. That's what I have before the season. I still have that now. This whole stretch without him does not worry me. The Lakers will be fine. They will make a move at the deadline, maybe something serious, I don't know, but regardless, there's nothing to worry about with the Lakers. This summer is going to be huge for them. They will get that marquee guy to pair with him, and we'll see what happens.